Hello, Thrifty music collectors. Uh, those of you in the VCVK, and especially those of you in the uh, Facebook group Thrifty Music Collectors. Welcome to the music cell. I'm Tim, and this is another edition of Tim's Thrifty Music. I know it's not Monday, it's Friday. It's been over a week and a half since I made my last video. I apologize for that. I didn't do much, listen to much music last week because I was busy. Classes started up again last week, which kept me busy. Plus, I had other things that kept me busy. Plus with my health last week, my back was acting up. Some of you know I'm a disabled veteran with chronic low back problems, and also I get migraines at times. That and both those together can affect how much spinning and music listening I get done. So I made up for that some this week. At the end of this video, I'll explain why I'm doing this video today and didn't wait till Monday. With that said, I'll start showing you what I've been listening to the past week and a half. Most of this will be from the 70s. There will be a few from the 80s here and a little bit from the 60s. Start off with is Andy Gibb, Flowing Rivers. This one's from on RSO Records from 1977. Of course, this has the hits I Just Want to Be Your Everything and Love is Thicker Than Water. Of course, Andy's was the brother of the Bee Gees. Just before he died, they had the other three other brothers, the Bee Gees, had discussed they were about to make him a member of the Bee Gees. But sadly, he died just after that. Next up, England Dan and John Ford Coley, Nights Are Forever. Of course, this is the album that got them to be known. I think this is their debut album. This album has I'd Really Love to See You Tonight and Nights Are Forever. It's on Big Tree Records from 1976. And I just enjoyed this album. I had originally got it back when it first came out, and of course, as I've explained before, after I went into the Air Force, my parents got divorced, my mom got remarried, and her stepkids had destroyed most of my records, so I pretty much rebuilt my record collection, and later on my sister had rescued some of my collection before they destroyed them, but a lot of them were destroyed. Next up, Austin Roberts, Rocky. This guy was like a one or two hit wonder. This is from back in the 70s. This was on Private Stock from 1975. The title track on this, Rocky, was a hit for him. It's not a bad album. He was pretty much a singer-songwriter back in the 70s. So if you like some of these singer-songwriters, you might like this album. Okay, this one is a lady. I've always liked her singing voice. I just wish she could still sing. That's Linda Ronstadt. The album is Prisoner in Disguise. It's from 75. If I remember right, she's on Asylum Records because, yep, on Asylum. sliding it back in. I don't like to slide albums out if I can avoid it. Of course, this one has like Love Is a Rose, Tracks of My Tears, Heat Wave, and The Sweetest Gift on it. And I like her cover of the Dolly Parton song "I Will Always Love You." She also does better than Whitney Houston, in my opinion, of that song. I still like Dolly's version the best, and then Linda's. I'm not a big fan of Whitney Houston's version of it. Next up, Looking Glass. Yes, this is their debut album. It's from '72 on. I'll pull this one out for the label. Of course, this one isn't that. Yes, it's to let you see it better. Get it up closer. Yes, it's a yellow Epic label. I like the yellow Epic label, but this has their hit song "Brandy" on it, and I just enjoy that album. Next one is a guy that I like. Too bad he's passed away. That's Jerry Rafferty. The album has "City to City." Of course, it has the hits Baker Street and Right Down the Line. And of course, the hit that was on this album that I like the best, that has the least amount of airplay of all them. But my favorite of the hits on here is Home and Dry. Then I also like the song "City to City" off of this album. It's from '78 on United Artists. I just thoroughly enjoy this album. Okay, this artist is one that not as many people know of. He does have quite a few albums out. He had a couple hits off of this album back in the '70s. I saw him in concert around 7 or 8 years ago, I think it was. It's Michael Johnson, the Michael Johnson album. This album's from '78 on EMI America. The big hit he had off of this one was just "Bluer Than Blue," and the other hit he had off of here is "Almost Like Being in Love." You might have heard of "Bluer Than Blue." It's Miller. It's pretty much mellow music that he does. He's more like soft rock, and he does like folk and stuff like that. But he has put out several albums. If you ever have a chance to see him in concert, I'd encourage it. He's gets to be humorous in concert. Like he does a version of Blue Bayou that just gets everybody laughing because he's changed the words to it's talking about a guy's toupee blowing away in a strong wind, and it keeps blowing away. And that's just one example of some of the types of music he'll sing. There's another album. Like I said, I like a lot of stuff from the '70s, including '70s pop. This is the Osmond's Greatest Hits. This isn't just the Osmond Brothers on here. It also has some of Donnie's and Marie's hits, and some of Donnie's solo hits, some of Marie's solo hits, and it also has one by Jimmy Osmond down here. But it has a lot of their hits on it. There's only like 3 songs on here that make it onto the onto the Billboard charts. So that was something. I just enjoy listening to their music. It's some of that feel good music. And yes, it does have the song Crazy Horses on it. And talk about some of the 70s feel good music. Here's another one, another greatest hits. That's Bay City Rollers music. Oh, also I should also mention the Osmonds. It's on Polydor and Column Records from 1977. Bay City Rollers. It's on Arista from also from 77. And like you said, that has a lot of their hits from at that time. And it's just one I thoroughly enjoy. Just put it on, just crank it up and just listen to it. This one's greatest hits one also from 79 on Grunt Records. That's Jefferson Starship Gold. That's a lot of their stuff. Of course, it's a Starship, not the airplane from the 70s. And it also comes with 7-inch 45, and it also even had the adapter in it. And yes, I got this album used, so I was surprised I had still had the 7-inch in with it. And of course, this one is a gatefold, and it just shows the covers of all the albums that the songs are from also on here. Next up, sort of like the Linda Ronstadt when I said, well, she can't sing anymore. She has, because she has Parkinson's. Well, here's one by somebody that has Alzheimer's that had to stop singing. That's Glen Campbell, Rhinestone Cowboy. This one's on Capitol from 75. Of course, it has the Rhinestone Cowboy and Country Boy, You Got Your Feet in LA on it. He also does a cover of My Girl on here. That's not bad. See, I just enjoy Glen Campbell albums. But even when I was a kid, my mom and dad used to like watching the Glen Campbell Good Time Hour, so our full family would be watching that on TV every week. Next up is Paul Stuckey, Pauland. Paul Stuckey was Paul of Peter, Paul, and Mary. And this album is an album that had the wedding song on, a song that a lot of people, at least around the time I got married, had sung in their weddings. I celebrated my 28th wedding anniversary last month. And if I remember right, that was the only hit off of this album. Trying to find where the track listing's at on here now. Don't want to pull the album out, so I won't mess with that. Next up, of course, a lot of people know this album, but it's the Eagles, The Long Run. Of course, it's from 79 on Asylum. Of course, it has a long run on it, and I can't tell you why. I like In the City, of course. I like Joe Walsh's solo version better that he did for the movie The Warriors. And it has Heartache Tonight on here. Okay, now for some 70s bubblegum. The DeFranco family featuring Tony DeFranco. Heartbeat, It's a Love Beat. Of course, it has that song Heartbeat, It's a Love Beat on there, and also Abracadabra. It's from 73 on 20th Century Records. Even look at the back of it. An application to join the DeFranco Family Fan Club. I wonder if I could still join if I sent it in. Here's a woman whose voice I just love listening to. Judy Collins. The album is Whales and Nightingales. It's from 1970, if I remember right, on Elektra Records. I can't remember there's one song that I know for sure was a hit on here, and I can't remember if there were any other hits on here. The song I remember is Amazing Grace, and with the way that she does it on here, I just love it. She sings it a cappella on here. That's with no instruments, and she has a choir come in with her, singing it with her later on, but she starts out by herself singing it a cappella on here, and it just sounds just beautiful with the way she sings it on here. I don't they have her sing copies of her, or they have a few versions of her singing it on YouTube, or a few videos, I should say. I'd go check it out if you haven't heard it. I think you'd enjoy it. Next up, this is some, you could say, musical comedy, or I'd put it that way. This guy, his music is comical, pretty much. That's Jim Stafford, self-titled album. It's from 1974 on MGM Records. This is an album with Spiders and Snakes, Wildwood Weed, and My Girl Bill on it. Of course, Spiders and Snakes was a big hit for him on here, and My Girl Bill, and a lot of people have heard Wildwood Weeds, of course. Doesn't really say it, but it's pretty much referring to marijuana in the song. And considering it's from the 70s, you can understand why. Next up, some more Judy Collins. Colors of the Day, the best of Judy Collins. Of course, this is pretty much the greatest hits album of hers. Like I said, I just love her singing voice. It's on Elektra from 1972. And yes, this album has Amazing Grace on it also. It also has like Someday Soon, and also a cover of Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now, which she does a fantastic job on. And also Since You Asked, or Asked, I should say. Also an excellent cover of the Beatles song In My Life. Okay, now band from Sweden from the 70s that had a couple hits. This album, they do a lot of covers on, and they're pretty good. It's Blue Swede, Hooked on a Feeling. And of course the title track was a hit for them, and there's been a resurgence of that song. I think what is it, Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that, I was told. has brought back a resurgence of it, and like just recently a Saturday Night Live skit has that really helped out with it. But but that was it on it, and Silly Millie was, and but also on there they do that cover. They also do a cover of the song "Something's Burning." You know, Kenny Rogers, and the first edition had a hit with the song, of course. That, and also they do a cover of "Working the Coal Mine," a cover of the Association's hit "Never Heard My Love," and also a cover of "Always Something There to Remind Me." And this is from 74 on EMI Records. Like I said, a lot of this stuff that I'm showing is from the 70s. Okay, here's one on Kama Sutra. That's Kama Sutra was owned by Buddha. This is Ocean. Put your hand on in the hand. This is like 70, 71 if I remember right. Because it's rubbed off on the back of the album, and I don't see the date on the label. I don't exactly remember the year of it, but of course it has the hit "Put Your Hand in the Hand," which was, yes, it was a top 40 hit for them back in the 70s. A lot of people might remember that song. It's another album I thoroughly enjoyed. Okay, now for a 2-album set that I bought when I was stationed in Germany. There's 2 volumes. I've just listened to volume 1 this week. It's John Denver, and I'll show you. It's German press, and you notice at the top it says Henry John Deutschendorf. That's John Denver's actual name. Of course, Deutsch is the German name for German. And and at the bottom it's name title of the album is "Seine großen Erfolge," is translates to his greatest hits. This is a 2 LP set of his earlier greatest hits, and this has 23 songs of his on it. This is from 1983 on RCA. It was, like I said, was pressed in Germany. It's a gatefold. As you can see, it's all in German in here. I bought it when I was stationed in Germany, and it has cover photos of a bunch of his albums there. Like I said, there's a second volume also that I also have. I bought them both when I was in Germany, and I thoroughly enjoy both albums. Next up, okay, I like comps, like I show KTL Records and Ronco and stuff at times. How many of you remember commercials for Sessions records? You'd see those at times on TV. Well, I found that one time I had a good, well, it was maybe $1 or so. This was a double album set. 70s Gold. It's a 2 album set that they put it out on Warner Special Products in 1980. They put it out, and it has let me see how many songs. has 30 songs on it. It has stuff like The Sultan Sistrings by Dire Straits, Cats in the Cradle by Harry Sheep, and Hummingbird by Seals and Crofts. Could Be I'm Falling in Love by The Spinners. Lot of Love by Nicolette Larson. Bet You Bike Golly Wall by the Stylistics. Hot Summer Nights by Night. Shake It by Ian Matthews. Heart of Glass by Blondie. Kiss You All Over by Exile. On and On by Stephen Bishop. When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman by Dr. Hook. Gold by John Stewart. Pilot of the Airways by Charlie Dorr. I Never Cry by Alice Cooper. Hot Child in the City by Nick Gallagher. Lois in the Air by John Paul Young. Baby Come Back by Player, and then Softfoot, That's Rock and Roll by Sean Cassidy. It just has a lot of good hits from the 70s on here. This, like you said, it's a 2-piece. I found it for like $1 or so at Goodwill. This is from a couple years back, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Next one up, okay, this one's from 66 and RCA Camden, and of course it's a country artist. It's one that I like his guitar picking. It's Chet Atkins, music from Nashville, my hometown. Like I said, I just like his guitar picking. It's Chet Atkins. Okay, this next one up that I came across at Salvation Army or Goodwill, it's pretty much one that was just put for a Radio Shack store. The label is realistic. It's from 1983, and it's Association New Memories is what it's called. It has 10 songs on it. 7 of them are by the Association. Then there's one by Bobby V, and one by Mary Greger, and one by Mike Love. All the songs in them are covers of older songs from like the 50s and 60s. But some of them are interesting twists on some of the old songs, and some of them are just to air all out covers. Next up, from 67, this is a stereo copy. The Association Inside Out, of course. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Like I said, it's a stereo copy, and this has Wendy on it, and Never My Love. Of course, I like Requiem for the Masses off of here. Okay. From 78 on Warner Brothers, this is Van Morrison, Wavelength. Of course, the song Wavelength was a hit off of this one. I'm not a big Van Morrison fan, but this one's okay. I never really cared for the song Moondance. Domino, I like some of it. Yeah, I like Pretty Woman. Who doesn't like Cat? Or there's some of his songs I like, some I don't care for. This album's okay to me. Yeah, I'll be keeping it. Yeah, because there's some that I like off here. Okay, next up, this one is probably around the only one from the one of the few from the 80s that I have here. It's from 82 on Network. It's Moving Pictures, Days of Innocence. This one had the hit What About Me on it. Yeah, the cover's not in the greatest shape. But the vinyl itself plays pretty good. It's, like I said, it's around 82 on Network. It's an 80s group, but it doesn't sound like a lot of the 80s bands. It's not so keyboards influence. It's closer to more the Bruce Springsteen type sound, or not as keyboards, more of a rock sound to it. And last up, yeah, this cover's not in the greatest shape. This is one that was in a group of records I got, and in a bunch of records I got several years back. It was in like around 400 or 500 records I had gotten for free. It's by a group called Mud. It's a group from UK. It's Mud's Greatest Hits. This and it's a pretty good album. It's around 75 on RAK Records. Like I said, this is a group from the UK. It's a UK pressing. They didn't have any hits here in the States. But like I said, it's a good record. It's lively tunes. It's from 75. Like I said, that album I hadn't listened to, and that brings me to what why I made the album today. For around the next month, I'm going to be doing a series that's only going to be going outside of the Tim Thrifty music, because I'm going to be doing a challenge starting today. See, over a year ago, Mark, I'll just say his first name, Mark, Glass Orchid Aftermath, that then 30-day vinyl challenge, where was that you had to the 30-day vinyl challenge that I participated in, where you had to not stop buying not buy vinyl for 30 days and do a post or do a video of every day for the 30 days of something in your collection. It's to listen to your stuff in your collection instead of going out and buying vinyl. You pretty much rediscovering your collection. Well, I've been doing that anyway because I've been listening to my collection. Well, I'm going to be doing don't recall seeing anybody doing a 30-day vinyl challenge this year. I'm going to be starting one up. But somebody had posted something not sure whether it was yesterday or recently. I just heard secondhand about this. And that they were asking how many people have some stuff in their collection that they haven't listened to. I know there's many of us that have stuff in our collections that we haven't listened to, that we've never listened to. Okay, I'm doing a 30-day vinyl challenge. Not to buy vinyl for 30 days. Okay, today's October 17th. We'll be finishing this just shortly before Black Friday. That way, if you're trying to want to save money for Black Friday vinyl sales, good way to save up for it. Plus, you're discovering some of the stuff in your collection, plus you're sharing it with others that so they might be able to discover stuff to look for on Black Friday. But do a video or a post on Facebook showing stuff but with stuff. Do these posts of at least one album that you have never listened to each day, that you have never listened to in your collection before. That's a challenge. It's that simple. Well, with that said, I will be posting doing another video or two later today. One for intro video for the challenge, and for my first day video later today. But with that said, until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.